Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot and today we're going to do my finished pages for April, May, and June. Yes, 3 months worth. So it was just the end of the school year and I was busy and stressed and kind of unhappy and getting ready to retire and things are happening. So I have a few books here. I'm going to start off with some design books and then we'll get into more of the figurative things, and I'm pretty pleased with myself this month. June, I really cranked out. I had like this huge stack of books on my desk, and it was just growing and growing and growing. So I kind of finally decided the last week and a half, 2 weeks, that I was going to work through some of those long-standing whips. Some are just a few months old, but some were years old. I'd say I got about a little more than halfway through my whip pile, so I'm pretty pleased with that. But we'll get to that towards the end. These are not in any particular order. This is Amazing Patterns Zen Doodle by Joseph Raby. And I did 1 in April and 3 in May, I think, if I recall correctly. And this is my black and white book. I am working through, both Carrie Kay and I, and actually some other people on Instagram have told me that they've started a black and white book. So I started with just micron pens, and I've been using those. And recently I got some Le Pen drawing pens. I forget what kind, Marvy. That's a Marvy product. I like them. They're good. I especially like the brush. I'll never find it, but the brush is a little bit bigger than the micron brush pen. So I don't know which page I did, not this page, which page I did the brush on. Possibly this page. Maybe. But it made it just quicker and easier. However, 1 page in, and the Marvy brush, the tip started to fray quite a bit. So I like the brush better just because it's a little bit bigger, but it also frayed after 1 page. So that's kind of a problem. All right, so like I said, I didn't do 1 in June because I did 3 in May. That was, the last month of school, pretty stressed out. That's where my mind was. All I could do was pick up like 1 color. So those are my 4 from my black and white book. In Mandala-esque, I did 1. This is by The Wolf and the Butterfly. And it is, I did just a wash of watercolors, different colors on there first. And then I just used 2 alcohol markers, kind of a chocolatey brown one and a yellow ochre color there. And then just some leftover paint to paint because it's messy out here, to paint the border. So that was just a quick, easy one. I was just experimenting with some watercolor on the Amazon paper. So it was just a little experiment. All right. And then in Cool, the design that took forever, I don't know, it took like 2 months. I took this all over the place. I took it to work with me all the time, Angie Grace. I took it to Las Vegas, and everywhere it went, we got nothing done. This one has lots of shiny stuff on it. And these are just mandalas, issues. Some are square, some are round. This one happened to be round. I did the pebbles kind of on the outside there with stencil. So what do we use? We used micron pens. We used metallic watercolor. You can see it shifting there. Prismacolor inside, Posca pen, and both gold and silver Signo gel pen. So yeah, just a design that took forever. This poor book went all over the place and hardly ever got done, but I finally finished it. So once school was finally out and I could focus, I decided to do a quick, easy page. This was actually for one of the Olga challenges. I didn't realize it at the time. And after I did it, I'm like, oh, it qualifies for Olga's Cats versus Dogs challenge. So I sent it in for that. So this is my Posh coloring book, Cats and Kittens, Flora Chang. And that is all just Prismacolor. It was just a quick, mindless coloring of designs. Nothing fancy there. Just wanted to put pencil to paper and relax and do that. So, all right. And then we got the Tsum Tsum book. I'm assuming the T is silent. I have no idea. And this is the book I got. I believe, I don't know. It's on my channel somewhere. There were like, I can't remember how many pages, but a bunch of pages that were colored in. I believe they were selling it like new or something. So they gave me a refund. I decided to keep it. I have gone and now all fixed, rescued some child abused pages here. I started here testing it out to see if I was going to keep the book or just throw it away or something. And it's like water damaged. I mean, they really lied. But I complained and they gave it to me for free. So I was rescuing one of the child abuse pages here. So this is the one I did. We've got, what do we have here? We've got, let's see. I started with a base of watercolor here in the background, and that bled through a bit. Now I have to rescue this page from robot abuse, but, and then with Prismacolors, I just drew in the lines that you see on the blue there. There's a hoo-hoo, acrylic markers, Prismacolor, microns, hemi-gouache. All the characters are with my hemi-gouaches. I love those things. I need to find more places to use them because I have to specifically search for a place. When I get a new thing, it takes me a while to begin to use it, to get it into the regular rotation. I have to find special pages for it. Jelly rolls, lots of jelly rolls. I just kept adding and adding. I don't know if you can see the shine. There's like 2 jelly rolls on all the stars. There might be 3 on the black ones. I don't know. There's 2 different jelly rolls there. Gold and silver signo, I think. So acrylic paint. I just threw everything at this page. And I was doing trying to find another, I continually test fine liner products. And Le Pen and Micron are basically water-based markers. They say they're permanent-ish. I got a Staedtler thinking that it was the same thing. It says permanent right there. Permanent. It bled through. So now we have another page to rescue. That one's robot abuse, not child abuse. So that was my Tsum Tsum rescue. All these yellow tags are child abuse pages that have to be rescued still. That one's not bad. Some have been worse. My favorite one still that I rescued was this one. I love this one. Just thought I'd show an extra. This is Mike's Cousin's page. I love the glow-in-the-dark gel pen there. Anyways. Alright, so one in Tsum Tsum. And then we had a buddy color. This is our group buddy color. I'll tell you who's in the group here. We've got Mid-Century Modern. We've got me, Doodle Robot. Carrie K, Colorful Pirate, colored by Maya. Jojosa Hannah, Tammy Colors 2, Happy Catastrophe, Stephanie Napolitan, and Praying Artisan. Some of these people have YouTube channels, and some are just on Instagram. So there's just one for this one. It was done. Now we're doing another group buddy color this month. So that means that was done in May. First I did in the background, I did Folk Art Color Shift Paint Green Flash. And then I did lots of Posca and Ohuhu acrylic paint markers over the top. There's also more flash, black flash painted on there. That's these dark brown things here. And a little bit of jelly roll. So it's mostly acrylic paint, this one. I like acrylic paint in this book. I mean, the paper is nice and thick. It takes it well. I don't think I really altered much here. I did go dot crazy with lots of things, as I usually do. That seems to be my thing. I like dots. And so you can see all the color shifting goodness there of the paints. Love the Group Buddy colors. They always come out so interesting. Super cool. Now, this month I can't show you the page we're doing. We're all picking our own page. And then we've got a color palette that we're all using. There's 12 colors in the color palette. I'm calling it Kermit's Muted Rainbow because it's kind of rainbow-like, but it's kind of muted colors. So I have no idea which page I will do. So we shall see next month. All right, another buddy color. This one was with the lovely Heidi from HCH Coloring. We called this one Sad Boy. I used alcohol markers. Now, if you can see here, the colors I originally used are not the colors that it turned out to be. I changed my mind a lot. So like here I had these tire rainbowy things, one color, and then changed them into another color. Down here was a blue, and it became pink. So lots of color changing. But I love this page. I love how it came out. I love the bright colors. I did a people, working on my people skills. Someday we'll get there. When you go over something, when you have to rescue something with acrylic paint, you then can't color on top of it to shade things. So in order to shade things, I have to just use tricks, you know. So here I just use dots to shade the flower that he's sitting on. So yeah, I like this one. I just loved all the mark making that I was able to do. And finally, somebody had been asking forever for me to do one in futuristic worlds. I don't remember who that was. Possibly Jennifer, I could be wrong. Let me know who you are. So, I love it. I love how it came out. Very pleased with that one, and it was fun with Heidi. Thank you very much, Heidi. Heidi's is awesome. I'm sure she showed it already, because this was from May, so she probably showed it in her May finished pages. She used a beautiful muted color palette. It was so good. I liked her color scheme. All right. And then this is Keep Calm in Color, Tranquil Trees, Marika Zotino or Marcia. I don't know what that is. My first coloring in here. And this started out as this background color here with some leftover paint. And whenever I have leftover paint, I just look for some place to use it so I don't waste it. So we use leftover paint, and that kind of made for the whole direction. There's a bunch of water-based markers on here. I think everything is based with water-based markers, except of course for stuff that had to paint over the paint. And then, so Tombow and Ahuhu water-based markers, and lots of acrylic markers for the bead design here in the back. That's a stencil that I have. So, yeah, pretty simple design. I added the little dragonfly. I don't think there's anything shiny on this page. So yeah, again, lots of mark making. That's kind of my thing. I like to do mark making. Comes from my abstract expressionist stuff, I would imagine. All right, in Magic Dreamland I have two to show you, but that is also a big Group Buddy color. And I see some of you have gotten the book. So let me know if you want to join our group. So in Magic Dreamland, we have me, Doodle Robot, Carrie K, Colorful Pirate, Inksmith, Jojo Zahana, Bubble of Coloring, Luna's Coloring Corner, Stephanie Napolitan, Happy Catastrophe, Vero R. Salinas, Christina's Art Corner, and Influenced Colorist just joined us recently. We're always accepting people in the group. Just let me know, tag me, or like what is it called? DM me on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram much, just for the texting abilities, really. All right, so let's see here. We got, I think this was the most recent, so let's start with the farthest one away. This was our April picture, and oh my gosh, it's so interesting, especially this month when I get to the one that I'm going to show you for this month. Oh wow, they're all so stunning, amazingly stunning. I can't wait for you all to see them on their various channels and Instagram feeds. But for this one, this was the Little Dream Eater. There's paint in the background here. All the gray areas are Prismacolor. I got to use my stencil in the background, my matrix stencil. And that's Prismacolor on top of just the acrylic paint. And all the red is Ohuhu water-based markers. I love the water-based markers on this paper. They don't bleed through. So yeah. I was kind of seeing him as, I wanted him to be kind of negative, so kind of, you know, darker colors, reds and blacks, stuff like that. She's very sleepy because she's not getting good rest from her Dream Eater there. So yeah, I like the way that turned out. Even better, I like the way this month's turned out. I think this was for June. Oh, I didn't date it. Did I? Oh no, I did date it. June, yes, June. So on this one, this was a rescue. I'm sorry to say. I spent hours and hours coloring these little stripes back here, and they didn't look good. Once I added something else, I think I added her in her outfit, her orange little outfit there, and then it didn't look good. So then I had to rethink the whole thing. So I blotted out those with an acrylic paint marker. I think I just used Ohuhu acrylic paint markers. I've been on a mission lately. I kind of use those all the time. Those are like my main thing, I think. I'm trying to use them up. They just go and go and go. It's been 2 years and they're still working. I'm going to do a whole video about 2 years with Ohuhu acrylic paint markers. There's lots of bling on this page. We also have water-based markers, acrylic paint markers, Prismacolor, and then this outside part, which is really hard to photograph because it's all color shift, folk art color shift paints. I don't remember which one, as I have like 12 of them, so I don't remember, but something purpley because, you know, we were going for a purple, green, and orange vibe there. Oh my gosh, these ladies hit it out of the park this time. They were all so amazing. Like I said, I can't wait to see their stuff and their finished pages to see how they did it so they can explain it, but they all look so, so good. All right, that was Magic Dreamland by Mei Zhang. And for, oh, this is a big book. Let me pull you out a little bit. For May 4th, you know, Star Wars Day, I did my Star Wars page in Art Therapy Celtic 100 Designs. This is an old book, but I thought it was going to be perfect for the R2-D2 page because I thought all these little, it looked like this. Basically, it was this page, same page here. I thought that would work for all his little doodads and gears that are on his body. If you can see them, let me shift so you can see the shift there. In whatever video I showed how I made that, so you can check out that video, past video somewhere. I did not realize that this was going to be so perfect, this background design. Like these colors, is that not totally a 70s like wallpaper kind of interior design vibe? And Star Wars was born in 1977. I was 10. So R2 is telling you, may the force be with you always. In droid speak, binary. I couldn't find any binary letters, so I had to make them up. So I just made those up. But that's what it says. Take my word for it. So mostly water-based markers here. I think both Ohuhu and Tombow water-based markers. Silver Signo and Posca paint pens, as well as black acrylic. So very simple. It was just, coloring in the various colors with water-based markers. It wasn't, it was time consuming. It was a busy design, but it was relatively easy with the water-based markers. So that was my Happy Star Wars Day picture to everybody. It's an annual thing now. Last year was a little better. I had a little more time, and I was able to do a Star Trek page as well, but not this year. All right, so on to the gazillion whips that I tackled that I'm so pleased with, and some of these are buddy colors. So the lovely Be Cozy. This is a buddy color with Be Cozy. She finished hers last month, so you'll see it in last month's videos for her. I was a little lagging behind. This is Chinese by Coco Wyo. Rip Coco Wyo. Come back, Coco. All right, and we did this page. I had such a block with this page. There was some stuff down here that I just couldn't deal with. There's like lots of flashy paint on there. Shifting paint. There was a bird and cherry blossoms down here. And thank you to the people who told me what plants these were. So, and I started it like in February, and I just couldn't, I wasn't in that place anymore. I couldn't remember what I wanted to do. It seemed like I had an idea, but then when I went to look for ideas, I couldn't figure out what it was I wanted to do. So, things change, things morph. So the page was tripping me up a whole bunch, but I was really, really intent on getting lots of whips done. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to take a plate, and I'm going to draw a circle with the plate around the parts that I like. I'm going to black the rest out. My motto is when in doubt, black it out. So we did that. So I didn't have any clue what I would do down here, but I just went and played. And actually, once I blacked out what was kind of blocking my mind there, it was easy to give it a finish. And it's kind of a stylized thing. I think originally I was going to go for these kind of brownish mountains there, more traditional Chinese ink painting, but then I just took it in a totally different direction and went all modern with it. Mark making and just kind of painting with acrylic paint markers. So we started with, you won't be able to see it, we started with alcohol markers and based everything. I drew in a little Buddha there. And then I just went over it with paint markers and gel pens and whatever else I could find. Down here, I got to play with my paint splash stencils, my blood spatter stencils. I showed those in a haul some time ago. And then I add splatters on top of it to make it seem more realistic. But it makes it easier because you can then paint it in rather neatly and then go on top and add the splatters. And then since it was on my mind, this is a part of Chinese culture, Confucianism and Taoism, we've got Wu Wei, which means effortless action. Once I, decided, it's like, no, I just want to do this part. It was then effortless action that pulled me through. When I was fighting with the whole page, it was not effortless. It was like I just stared at it for hours and couldn't figure out what to do. So I decided I would write that saying. So that is done with white acrylic paint and then some metallic watercolor kind of shifty paint. I'm super pleased with how that turned out. It's certainly not traditional, but it works for me, and I got it done. It was a long-standing whip that I got done. Not one of the longest ones, but I did want to finish that one. And oh my gosh, Be Cozy's piece is amazing. If you didn't see her last month's finished pages, it is beautiful. It's stunningly beautiful. Very, very old school Chinese ink painting style. So, wow, way to go, Be Cozy. Thank you for your patience as well. All right, And then this one is a long standing WIP, probably over a year old. I can't remember now. Lana, a viewer, wanted to know if in Nice Little Town I could do a psychedelic page. And that tripped me up for a long time. I did not know how to go about that. So again, I was working on getting WIPs done. I wanted to diminish that WIP pile that I have over there. So brace yourself. Put your sunglasses on for this one. You're going to need sunglasses. All right. There we go. Is it psychedelic? It's bright. Super bright. What did we use? We based everything in alcohol marker. You won't be able to see it. I've used apple barrel acrylic paint. I have no idea where I used that. Oh, maybe it's the green part. I don't know. Color shift folk art paint. The color shifted just a little bit in those flowers there. Prismacolor and water-based markers. I used a stencil to get the texture of the house on there. In the littler places, I kind of go in with, I base it with alcohol markers and then I go in with water-based markers. So yeah, I just found the brightest colors I could in an attempt to make it psychedelic. I'm not sure it's psychedelic. It's something bright, but maybe it's psychedelic. All right. Another long-standing WIP, not in the year category, a little less than that. 3 months maybe. We have another page in Dracula. I call it the orgy page here. This is a buddy color with Carrie Kay and Heidi from HCH Coloring. Are you all in? Yes. And the background purpley stuff is Silky Gel Crayon. I put that on first. I then did the design, the border designs. Those are, those are paint, either acrylic paint pen or apple barrel acrylic paint, just the black one, depending on the area. The paper is also Silky Gel Crayon. There was not a necklace here or a rosary. It's a broken rosary. If you read the story, that has some meaning there. It's just for symbolism. And then blood spatter on this page with just acrylic paint. And then over here, kind of the orgy side where Dracula's women are kind of feeding on, oh, what's his name? Jonathan, I think. Keanu Reeves. I added the little blood there. So that is done with water-based, markers-based most things, and then various colored pencils actually. I used Prisma, I used my Pastelo, and I used some Brute Fooners on there. And then this little part here, the rug pattern, is just some gel pen. Actually, it was a new gel pen at the time. And to make the necklace look sparkly, look rounded, are also two different kinds of gel pens on there. So that's it. Glad to have that done. Doing all these little details in their hair and jewelry. Oh my gosh, that was so hard. I need to get like a magnifying glass or something. My eyes can't take it. It makes them hurt. So super glad to have that done. Thank you so much, ladies, for doing this buddy color with me. That was fun. Love it. We've seen Heidi's finished page, I think, April or May. I don't know that we've seen Carrie Kay's finished page yet. I'm not sure. Sorry, Carrie Kay. Okay. And then we've got a long-standing WIP from Beauty of Horror. And I'm super glad I finished this in June, and you'll see why. This is Beauty of Horror 3 by Alan Robert. I'm calling this one Pride Ride. I didn't make it for Pride Day. I started it like a year and 3 months ago. It wasn't originally meant for Pride Month, but we may as well go with that since I finished it in June. So this one has sat there for, like I said, over, can you see the sparkle? There's only a little bit of very shiny gel pen on the edge of the stalagmites and stalactites. I added the eyes. Those were not there. And sorry, so sorry. I saw the red eyes here and I'm like, oh, we need some red over here. So I decided to make the bat red. He looks like the spawn of Satan now. Didn't mean for that to happen. I don't necessarily want to do his pages super scary, but I accidentally made the spawn of Satan. And then I was trying to give him like little white eyes. They're not white now. I put some of the gel pen over it, but they just kept turning red. So, so it's funny. So Pride Month kind of influenced her hair there. So what do we use here? I used Inktense here on these stalagmites and stalactites, and that really threw me for a loop. It was my first time using Inktense, I think, ever that I've used them, because I was very disappointed with how they went on. They're very splotchy and streaky, and I didn't like that, and then I got tripped up with it for a long time. So over that, I guess I've come to realize now that you have to go over the Inktense. I didn't understand that before. Over that I put a variety of color pencil, water-based markers, just that, I think. And then along the edges, like I said, I put actually a brand new gel pen that I picked up in town from Joann's called All Alternatives. I have one like this from a generic gel pen set, and I never thought I would find this color, and it's pretty close. It's like black glitter gel pen. I never thought I would find that. I haven't found anything like that in Jelly Roll, but I was just in Joann's and found a one-off. They sold them individually, so I'm like, yes, I should have got more because I like it. It's going to be my favorite gel pen. This is just Prismacolor. The back was painted flat black with apple barrel acrylic paint, just black. It's a beautiful black color. Although over the year and 3 months that I worked on this, it got very dirty and messed up. And I was debating, like, do I go and paint this over? And, oh, it looks like it shows up on camera, so we're good there. I decided no, I did not want to paint it all over again. So I got out a stencil that looks like kind of a stone walkway or something, and my silky gel crayons, and we just went over it with that to give it that like cave-like look. Just an easy fix for not wanting to do a whole background over again. So yeah, so basically I threw lots of stuff at it. So pretty pleased. I really like how my dog came out, the dog bones. Hoppy is his name. I've named him Hoppy. In another book I did where he was there, the Alan Robert only gave him like one of each, one front leg and one back leg, and like the other two back legs or legs were just missing. So he's forever called Hoppy. Alright, so glad to have that whip out of the way and done. I'm really pleased with how it came out. It's very bright. And the last one for the 3 months that we have, another whip that's sat there for 3 or 4 months, I think. Desert Muse by the fabulous Carla Magana. And this was a video on how to, I was using up some paint. So it's how to make a harmonious color scheme. And I was just painting the background, the sun, and the ground there. So I started with this pink color. I added some yellow and orange maybe, I don't even know, because it was leftover paint and then I was just adding stuff to it. And I added something to give it a sunnish color, very muted because it's the desert. We have muted colors here, we don't have bright colors here in the desert. And then to this color I added more purples and browns to get the ground color. You can see what I did in alcohol marker there. All the plants are based in alcohol marker. And then some have Prismacolor on them. Some have more alcohol markers. acrylic paint markers, probably a hoo-hoo. Those are my favorite ones. Then we've got some Signo Silver. I added the clouds. I just used one of my stencils to add the clouds. They weren't there. And then I started going over them with white acrylic paint pen, and that didn't work. So then I had to add the silver because you couldn't even tell the difference. I thought I wrecked it because I'm like, oh, there's so much silver there. So then I added the dragonflies in silver to kind of balance it out, and I decided it needed more silver all over the place to balance it out, which actually, I mean, I don't know what these plants are, and they're not colored realistically, but if you've ever been in the desert at just that right time, the plants do kind of, I don't want to say they sparkle, but if they catch the sunlight just right, or the moonlight, I'm thinking more moonlight, that's what they look like. So, super pleased with the way that came out. And I don't do a muted color scheme often, so I really like this one. Again, it was a lot of my mark making that I like to do, and outlining of things. That seems to be my stock in trade lately. That's where I'm at right now. So, really pleased with that one. All right, that has been my April, May, and June finished pages. Super proud of myself for like cutting my whip pile in half, and hopefully I can continue that trend into July and August. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful day. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.